A new Tampa Bay Business Journal hits newsstands today, and editor Alexis Muellner is here now to talk about some of the week's big stories. Good morning and happy Friday to you.
Good morning, happy Friday to you.
Always good to see
Yes.
you. So local leaders now working on a plan to put Tampa Bay in a position to benefit from some future trade with Cuba.
Well, if it changes, there's been an embargo in place for 53 years, and that limits commercial trade and travel. But there's thought with the change, with the re-election of President Obama, that there's a possibility that that policy could change. It's a hot button issue. But if it does, folks in Tampa are organizing, especially the Tampa Chamber of Commerce and some other people, that if perhaps there was going to be some sort of executive order, if that happens, they want to make sure it happens in Tampa. There's a long history with Tampa and Cuba, and the goal is to brand Tampa as a place that through history would say this is where this policy change happened. It would happen in New York City or something. You know, there's a lot of historical places, but it's an interesting idea. It's very early on. But if something could happen, the goal is to position the area so that the actual signing of the document would happen here. So it's kind of a neat concept.
You don't want to have to scramble at the last minute. At least you'd have everything in place.
And it would do a lot for sort of name recognition. And we've shown we can handle the security with the RNC. And you know, we're going to watch that pretty closely.
Right, you've also got some really, really interesting news about a new type of restaurant that's coming to the Bay Area. And Tampa is actually the test market for it.
Well, you don't know this about me. I like to make crepes. And this is the restaurant. So I haven't done that, and I should. But the fact is that the Flying Pan Cafe is a creperie, which has some locations in, well, another name in Australia, and they have chosen Tampa as a test market. They're going to go into the old Bin 27 bistro space on Kennedy. Tampa is often seen as a great test market for restaurant concepts. I know that maybe we'll have to meet there and enjoy some crepes.
Absolutely, all crepes, either there or at your house.
That would be either one. Sounds great. Just get me going and I'll make crepes any day.
All right, speaking of invitations, the invitations were sent out, the RSVPs were flowing in, and then you guys had to cancel one of your biggest celebrations. What happened?
Well, we do every week in the paper. We have these lists. They're not direct. It's not a directory. It's a ranking of everything from the biggest employers, the highest paid athletes, and we invite everybody who makes that list to our big book of lists party every year. And it was scheduled for February 7th at Raymond James Stadium. The RSVPs were out, as you said, and then the Bucks called and asked if we could move the party to March. But as we broke the news this week, the Bucks have a new concessionaire, Aramark. They thought our party was important enough on March 21st, and you have to make the list to be invited, but to showcase Aramark and what it can do. So it's an interesting sort of example of, you know, wanting to put your best business foot forward despite some pain and anguish.
That just means that you have more time to make it fabulous.
And it's going to be a great party.
Can't wait. All right, always good to see you. And for more Business Journal news, go to our website, abcactionnews.com/business.